Hi friends, I'm sorry first of all, since there was some technological glitch, we could not connect to the internet and hence we could not go live on YouTube as expected at exactly 1 o'clock. But I think we are all set to go. Um, Satya sir, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. And I think we are all good to go. Before we start today's Q&A session, for all the students and parents who are joining us today, for the first time, or who have sent their questions to me yesterday and wish to join and be part of our this session, uh, let me quickly introduce my co-host, Mr. N. Satyanarayan. Satya sir is IIT Madras alumnus, and he is one of those rare faculties whom I have seen across the country, uh, who not only appears, who not only train students for national level competitive exams after grade 12, be it in the area of law, hotel management, liberal arts, mass communication, economics honors, humanities and social sciences, etc. But he is one of those faculties who, along with his students, also appear for those entrance exams himself, and not just once, year on year. Satya sir has appeared for world's toughest aptitude exam known as CAT, Common Admission Test, multiple times. Every time he had scored 99 plus percentile. He has appeared for CLAT, which is an undergraduate common law admission test, 5 consecutive times. Every time he has scored a position for a national law university. He has appeared for UGAT and many other competitive exams across India with in multiple exams, even 99.99 percentile. That means topping the country. It is always a delight and pleasure to have Satya sir as a co-host. So welcome, Satya sir. We will wish to start with today's session, and I will quickly look and see the total number of participants. Yes, we have got people who've started getting in, so we are all good to go.
Okay.
Let's kick off the day.
So, a very good afternoon to everybody, and thanks for those kind words of introduction. Although I believe with you being the main speaker, it is only fair that I give an introduction to the people about you. So, Mohit sir graduated with a great distinction in MBA, and in 2003 he was placed with top MNC, but he left that job to follow his passion in the field of academics, education, and counseling. And it's been almost 17, 18 years that he has been relentlessly following that. With what started as a limited audience in Ahmedabad and then Gujarat, now he counsels and guides students not only in various states of India, but we have also had students coming in from abroad who have taken his counseling for various career advice. His books on career counseling, career guidance regarding various streams and various verticals have become quite popular. They've been endorsed by the ex-CBSE chairperson, and they're easily available for purchase through the website. So I would very strongly recommend that you do follow his channel, subscribe to his channel, and see the individual videos that he has created for various courses, various disciplines. And if need be, purchase those books where you will get detailed information about the various career paths for the particular field, the colleges, rankings, so on and so forth. So without further ado, I would just like to dive into the list of questions that we have already compiled from the queries that we received through the website. And then I'll be moving on to questions. I'll be switching between the live questions and questions we have already received. So, sir, the first question is from a student from up north. This is a student, I guess, is from Uttaranchal. And the student wants to pursue a BBA and wants to get admission in the best college with lowest fees. And they've also found that Delhi University is excellent. The problem is that they are not eligible for it as they did not have mathematics in standard 12th. So what do they do in this situation?
Yes, you're right. Many courses under Delhi University, especially in the area of commercial studies and management studies, have their eligibility criteria where the candidate should have passed either statistics or mathematics as a compulsory subject in 11th and 12th. And the CBSE board, in many schools where mathematics is available but is an elective subject, and if the child does not take that subject, then statistics is not a compulsory subject in 11th 12th. So in that particular situation, the student becomes ineligible to apply for the commerce or the management courses under Delhi University. So I think in case you have not taken mathematics in 11th and 12th, and somewhere down the line you feel management is the area where you want to get into, then you should look for an alternate university. You can plan to go for very good university through a competitive exam, which could be Christ University in Bangalore, Symbiosis University in Delhi, Shiv Nadar University in Greater Noida. It could be, some other very good universities depending upon the geography which you plan to take your academics from. So what I will suggest is, if you want to know the top colleges in the country, you can go to my website, pick up the book on business management. Also, you can go to YouTube and watch my video on business management, where you will get a lot of clarity of colleges, their entrance processes, their entrance test structure, which I'm sure in due course I will also request Satya sir to share that structure with you. But in case you are looking forward for a college which is relatively of lower fees, one thing which you need to understand is most of the private universities will have higher fees, and most of the state public universities which are governed by the state governments will have lower fees. So I would suggest first you select the geography, which state you will be comfortable going and studying. Then you figure out the public universities available in that particular state. If they require entrance test, plan to give an entrance test. If they don't require an entrance test, then you may look forward to let us say you can look forward to appear or get into those colleges completely based on grade 12 marks. So that is what you should be looking at, because most of the, or rather many of the courses for business management will not have an entrance exam. Many of them will be based on 12th marks, and few others will have their entrance exams, which will be few others will have admissions based on 12th marks. So that is what you should look at. And state private universities will be the right places where you will be in a position to have the right low fees academia and also good level of academia.
Okay, so this is a very interesting question. In fact, even I would like to know the answer. There's this person from Andhra Pradesh down south, where they would like to know that after a CA, are there any chances for government jobs?
Answer is yes. I think this boy must have sent the same question to me in one of my YouTube video feeds yesterday evening. So I saw that because the same question I answered. See, the moment you are looking at a government job, you after CA, you have to apply through various options. If you want to get into defense forces, you have to apply through either a CDS or an individual defense forces. If you have to go, you can apply for the staff selection commission, or you can also apply straight away for Union Public Service Commission or the State Public Service Commission exams. They all are government exams. Also, as a CA, you can apply for banking exams like IBPS, like RBI. There also students with higher certifications in the area of commerce and finance are given preference, and you will get a better opportunity to serve in the area of your experience and expertise. So these all government jobs are available after doing CA in India.
Okay, this is a very common question. So a couple of repeat questions. In standard 12th, in standard 10th, in fact, the students are always confused on how to select science or commerce or arts. I guess there are many videos which you have put up on the channel, which very explicitly talks about how to go about selection, what qualities to look at for if you want to get into PCB or PCM or humanities or commerce. So I guess the detailed answer for that would be available on those videos on the channel itself.
I will, sir, quickly, post the link of that video on the YouTube, this chat, because I have it in my hand, where I have talked about how to choose the right stream after 10th, aptitude as an assessment tool for the right choice after 10th. This video I shot through a live session on 16th of May 2021, and the link I have posted for all of you. You can go and look at this, how to choose the right stream after 10th.
Okay. Again, a very common question. We practically get this at least once in every live session. Which exam to study for, or which exam to give if I want to go abroad?
Generally, the exams which cater to education abroad can be classified in two different areas. One are the language exams, which could be IELTS, which could be TOEFL, which could be TESOL. Other would be aptitude tests, which are general aptitude tests. For undergraduation level, there'll be SAT, ACT. For post-graduation level, there'll be GRE, GMAT. For some legal areas, it could be LSAT. So depending on which area you want to get into, you have to pick up the exam. Also, it will depend upon which country you want to go and study in. And within that country, which university you want to go and study in. Because these exams basically become part of the minimum eligibility criteria for entry in a particular course in a particular university. So within the same university, you might have two courses, which are graduation courses or post-graduation courses with different exam requirements. So first, figure out which country you want to go into. Second, which university. Third, which course. Based on that course, try to check what entrance exam you have to give, whether it is undergraduation, so SAT, ACT, or they accept students barely based on TOEFL or IELTS and so on. That is the process which you follow to identify which exam will be required for which particular education.
Okay. Again, there's a question online. If a person gets admission into multiple colleges, let's say that they are shortlisted for multiple colleges, then how do they differentiate between the colleges? What criteria do they keep in mind before selecting which admission to take?
I think this is an excellent question. And a portion of this I had answered in yesterday's session also, if you remember, if there are any children who are commonly available. See, there are 4 parameters which you must keep in mind in order to select a right university or an institution. The first parameter is that the university should be an established, relatively older university. And when I say relatively older, I would say a lot of, new universities which are still not established, which are just experimenting, which are just in a very nasal, initial state of their settlement, are universities which are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. Any university which is 10, 15, 20 years old, it is a university which I will say is a relatively established university. So first thing is look at the age of the university. And older university is by and large going to be a more stable, a more, university which is more established university. Second parameter which you must look at is the faculty. Lot of universities I see, you can go to the UGC website, you will find a list of more than 30 fake universities in India. And it gives me a pain when I get to understand that children get fooled by these universities. They pay lakhs of rupees. They spend, years of their life, hard work, and then they get to know that the university which they have studied in or which has given them a certificate is something which is a fake university, which is not a real university, which has not been, recognized by the University Grants Commission. And these universities hire pseudo faculties, or they would just have some random names put up on their website. So I think second thing which is important is to make sure that you see which faculties are there in that particular university. Do they have a sufficient thick pool of faculties, or is it that only 10, 15, 20 faculties are there who are teaching across all departments? Let us say there are 5 different courses being run in a particular university, and you see there are total only 20 faculties in the university. That means that university may not be giving you a very quality education. So one, which I said, on the faculty front, you should look at the number. And second, that is the student faculty ratio, what we call. And second is the qualification of the faculties, how good the faculties are, from which all good institutions the faculties come from. So second parameter should be the faculty. Third parameter should be that how the university is making selection of the candidates who are eligible to study in their college, institution, or university. If the university is allowing anybody and everybody, that means the university is not attracting good brains. And if there are all types of brains studying, then the chances of enhancement of your IQ and your brain after studying in that university diminishes. But if the university is taking students through a certain selection process, maybe a general aptitude test, maybe a statement of purpose and an essay writing, followed by an interview or a group discussion or a micro presentation, there is a certain level of assessment. That means university is sieving out the candidates whom the university is not deeming fit to study in their institution. And that filtration brings some good talent in that university to study. So third thing is the process of induction in the university, whether the university is able to attract good brains and national level brains, or it is only regional and mediocre brains which they are trying to attract or which they are attracting. And the fourth thing, which actually comes with the age of the university, but still I will say, depending upon the specific course which you want to do, if that course is sufficiently old, look at the placement of the alumnus. How well, how nicely, how broadly the alumni of that university has been placed in the following years in the past. Based on these 4 criteria, you should choose the right university or the institution which will help you get into a good graduation or a post graduation, and then definitely walk out with very shining colors.
Okay, this is a question which I guess students appearing for various competitive exams this year would definitely have in mind. Supposing the student doesn't get selected in an examination like CLAT in 2021, they appeared for it, did not get selected, then should they drop a year to appear for the next edition of the CLAT?
Wow, I think this is a brilliant question. Well, I will say, I will rather answer this question in a little detail. There are a couple of things which you must understand before you drop a year. Number one, is your age on your side? That means you are going along with your regular study, regular curriculum, and you are 17, 18 years of age when you are giving first CLAT. There is no harm in dropping. But in the first attempt, generally, teaching for national level competitive exams for more than 18 years now, one thing which experientially I have seen is that by and large, the candidate's first attempt is the best attempt. So if you have attempted your first exam after sufficient preparation, and let us say you landed at 90 percentile, and an actual good university you will get at 95 percentile or 97 percentile, again, it definitely makes sense that you should drop. But if after sufficient preparation, you have appeared for CLAT and you landed at 30 percentile or 40 percentile, means you should understand that there is something which is seriously lacking in fundamental aptitude of yours, which is not making you connect with CLAT as an exam very well. So in 1 year of preparation, you can jump from 30 percentile to 60 percentile, 30 percentile to 70 percentile. But still next year, when you are at 70 percentile, you will not get the institution of your choice. So in that case, it does not make sense that you drop a year. And third, how strongly what is your aspiration? How strong you are on your motivation to get into the right university? Because also I have seen cases where children with mediocre level of preparation, landing at 30-40% of percentiles level, they are able to understand the complete domain of how to prepare for an exam, what is required for an exam, and then within next 1 year they are able to give a beautiful shot to the exam, and next year come at 99 percentile. So you should make sure that if your inner zeal to get into a very good national school, or for that matter any other exam, very good hotel management institution, business management institution, liberal arts institution is there, then you should drop for a year, because sustaining your motivation and efforts for 1 year takes a toll. You have to be extremely dedicated, you have to be extremely committed, you have to be extremely motivated to do that. So keeping these parameters in mind, you should take a call whether it makes sense for you to drop a year, because that is going to be a very, very individual decision, as well as depending upon the individual state of each individual.
Just a couple of things that I would like to add here, because again, this is a query which I have to answer dozens of times every year on a one-to-one basis. Let me talk about the negatives. There has been a private study which showed that less than 20%, and 20% is also a generous number, that less than 20% of students who took a drop actually managed to secure any admission. I'm not talking about an admission of a class level. I'm talking about any admission. So for over 80% of the candidates who took a drop year, taking a drop was actually futile. Now, a couple of more things just to elaborate on this point. When you're studying in standard 12th and appearing for the entrance examination the first time, you actually are in a very structured mode of studies, because the school and affiliated classes will already keep you in that competitive mode. So your preparation for entrance exams along with that is also on track. But supposing after clearing 12th standard, you decide to take a drop year. Technically speaking, you are not affiliated with any institute like a school or a college, right? So all you have to do is study for the entrance exam all the time. Now, unless you are very disciplined, unless you are sufficiently motivated at this point of time, it will be very easy to lose focus, to lose track, to get onto other useless things in life and end up in a worse situation than you were when you were appearing it for the first time. Now, having said that, you also need to consider this. What was the reason that you were not able to crack it the first time? If, let us say, it was some factor which was out of your control, like on the day of the exam, you fell ill, or some personal incident which did not allow you to focus, or maybe you came to know about the exam at the very last moment and you barely had any time to prepare for it and you just give it a shot. Then under these circumstances, we can say there's a fair chance that you are going to, if you are sufficiently motivated, then a drop year makes sense and you might be able to crack it. But if supposing you already were preparing for the examination for a sufficient period of time, there was no problem on the day of the exam, but you just could not crack it, then think, is the second attempt going to be any better? Because at least the first time you do not crack it, but if you have a decent 12th performance in 12th, then on basis of 12th, you will at least get admission somewhere. But supposing you decide to take a drop year, then in the next year, you will be 1 year old with your 12th graduation. So in that case, if you do not manage to crack it, then will you have enough sufficient internal motivation to depend on your previous year's 12th scores to get admission somewhere? It's a huge problem, right? I have seen my own students where a handful of them cracked the exam on the first attempt, but wanted a much better college and were sufficiently motivated, smart enough to know that, yes, they will do it. So they consciously took a gap year and they cracked it. But a majority of the students, they happened to lose focus after the first attempt, took a drop year because they thought it was a fancy thing to do. They saw everybody else doing it without realizing that maybe they did not have it in them. And then they simply lost touch with education, right? Some kahin na kahin graduation, they just picked up, but really lost focus on the good colleges. So it's a dodhari talwar. You have to be very, very careful. And personally speaking, I'm not a great fan of drop years, but if there are sufficiently good reasons, then it's not wrong, but you have to be very, very careful while taking one. Okay.
Very true.
There is a student, I think, from Odisha. They says that, and this is a very interesting question. A lot of students are told that many career profiles are going to vanish in the future because of things like artificial intelligence and robotics. So, what do we do to go for a career where safety in terms of job security is assured? If that I don't lose my jobs to robots and artificial intelligence.
I think I get this question very common across board. And first of all, I would like to ask this child, or I would rather, tell this child that whosoever says so, can you please ask that person that which are the jobs which will be taken away by AI? I had given a very beautiful example a while back. I got a mail from YouTube people where they sent me a video. In that video, one of the employees of YouTube very categorically explained this thing to me. Whenever you are putting any content on YouTube, the AI system of YouTube assesses the content, and in case the content contains any violence or any inappropriate words or anything of that sorts, they do not allow the content. They do not allow any advertisements on the content. So the content cannot be monetized. It can only be viewed by the people who want to view it. Now, here in this video, this person very nicely explained me that because AI cannot replace human intervention completely, ever. So, in case any of your video gets into this limited monetization scale, you please give self-certification to your video, or you can submit it for a human audit, which will be conducted by not AI, but human being, so that we can put it back on full monetization mode, or we can make it open for advertisers. So when a age-old, such a big AI platform like YouTube is very sure and clear that whatever may be the level of AI or machine learning, still human intervention will be required at a lot of places. So believe me, take my words, the process or the method of application of different fields may change, but no profession is going to vanish whatsoever. I'll give you some more examples. Did we ever think, even 10 years back, that one day something will come in my mobile where I will punch in an application, and within a few hours that thing could be delivered in my house, related to either grocery or vegetables or fruits, or for that matter, even a bike or a car? But today it is possible. So 10 years back, we were physically wanting or were required to go to a shop. Maybe it was a Kriana shop or a fruit and vegetable shop, and pick up stuff from it and bring home. But in this pandemic, I think everybody would have experienced home delivery.
And in fact, Amazon and Zomato, instead of robbing jobs, it actually created more jobs for delivery boys and stuff, right?
Yes. This is exactly the point which I was wanting to come on. No job is going to get eliminated. The way of working will change. Initially, in local stores, there were a lot of people who were sales boys or sales girls who used to offer things when customers used to come. Now those jobs have become where recently, I'll give you another beautiful example, Satya sir. This is amazing, which I didn't know. My wife wanted to pick up something from Fab India. And due to COVID, she never wanted to go to the Fab India. She checked it on the website, but then she was not sure with the look and feel of what she wanted to pick up. So she posted a query on website. And I was amazingly surprised. They called up our local store. Two sales girls called my wife up. They asked her completely, madam, what is something which you are trying to look at? She gave the complete description. They got some 30 pieces from that shop, straight away came home, displayed everything at home. My wife could touch, feel, see whatever she wanted to pick up. Whatever she wanted to pick up, she picked it up. There and then they had a machine in their hand. There and then they gave her a bill. There and then they took the payment and went back. So you see, if you look at a local retail store will lose jobs for its salespeople. Answer is no. The method of selling may change. So anybody who says so, I believe, is just firing in the dark. No job has got lost in last 10, 20, 30 years because of automation, because of artificial intelligence, because of machine learning or anything. And whichever jobs have reduced, an alternate option of jobs have started. Another example is beautifully Ola and Uber. All of us have experienced. Not much back, even 5 years back, did we ever think that there will be an application which we will punch and straight away a vehicle will come to my home to pick me up so that I could be dropped at my office or somewhere else? Answer is no. But you see, those applications have created so many independent entrepreneurs who are owners of their own cars and driving those cars, just like what we see in foreign countries. So feel rest assured, AI is going to change the method of execution. Machine learning is going to change the method of response, but jobs will not be lost. Any area you get into study of, you will have jobs. Those jobs will remain in future. Do not worry at all. This is my very, very strong conviction giving to you.
In a nutshell, if you're good at what you do and you're ready to learn, adapt, you will always survive. If you're not willing to learn, you're pathetic, you're bad at what they do, and you want to stick with old technologies and not become new, then even if it is a latest job, you will not survive in that field.
Absolutely. Just see, me and Satya sir, we both had been teaching offline just 2 years back, 3 years back. And today, I think 100% of our time of teaching, counseling, interaction with parents, preparing them for interviews, preparing them for tests, general aptitude, whether it relates to maths, English, reasoning, logic, GK, current affairs, everything has happened online because we found out the method and we adapted and adopted the newer methods of communication and interaction. And that is the way we are able to comfortably sail through. Teaching is stayed there. The method has changed. Rather than teaching in a class, we are teaching online to a camera. That's what it is. No job is going to go away. Don't worry.
Okay. Small question. How do I become a builder? I don't know whether he means bodybuilder or a construction.
I also saw this question and I was so happy seeing it. I said, I must ask this boy or a girl that, are you looking forward for a construction builder or a bodybuilder? So I think he's looking forward for a construction builder because that is a very common fascination which I see in a lot of children because they see or they feel that builders earn a lot. They pick up the land at a very low price, then build it up with a decent amount of bank loan, and then they are able to earn a lot when they sell that land. I think there are two parts of this. One part is that if you want to be part of active construction, then obviously you can become a civil engineer, and based on that, you can become part of an active construction, start taking projects and become a builder. Second part is that you are not technologically that great. You're good at marketing, you're good at sales, then you can do business management. After doing business management, you can pick up a project, you take care of the marketing, advertising, promoting, and selling of that project, and you can hire somebody who can actually get on to constructing that project. So in both ways, you can become a builder.
Okay, what about architect or fashion, interior design and things like that?
See, generally, all the architects or interior designers will be the people who either come into play before the building is made, or they come into play once the entire structure is ready and in place. So obviously, as an architect also, as an interior designer also, you are connected to that particular line where still you can be part of the building industry and you can call yourself a builder if you are the person who is taking all the projects. Because I know very rightly, as what Satya sir said, that there are architects whom I know who pick up project for themselves and then hire marketing people separately and construction people separately and claim themselves to be builders. So I think these all lines you can get into depending upon your interest. After any of these lines, you can become a builder.
Okay. If a person wants to get a bachelor's degree in IT, is it necessary to have computer science as a subject in 11th and 12th? I don't think so, right? Is it necessary?
Okay. There are few colleges which ask the candidate to have studied either maths or accounts or statistics or business mathematics or advanced mathematics or computer sciences as a subject. So it is or. So it is not necessary that you have studied computer science in 11th 12th, then and only then you can go for BSc in computer science or information technology or BCA for that matter. But also there are a lot of colleges who simply say you have to finish grade 12 in any stream, whether it is science or commerce or arts. So even if you do not have any one of these subjects which I just mentioned, still you can go for a BSc in information technology, computer sciences, or a Bachelor of Computer Applications program.
Okay, but BE or B.Tech in IT definitely requires you to be a PCM, yes, a science student, basically.
Yes. If you want to go for BE in computer science or B.Tech in computer science or information technology, then you require science. But Satya sir, another beautiful thing, I'll tell you. There are universities in India where you can now do BE, that is Bachelor of Engineering,
after 10th
in artificial intelligence, even after humanities.
Okay.
So even if you have studied sociology, history, geography, English, and psychology, okay, and then suddenly one day you feel that no, computers is interesting, I want to get into artificial intelligence, you can join a BE, which is a 4-year degree program in artificial intelligence. So the degree which you get is Bachelor of Engineering in Artificial Intelligence, even after humanities.
That is interesting to know. Okay, so recently, I don't know whether you came across this, but there are some private institutions which are offering you a 6-year engineering course after 10th. Now, I don't know how genuine it is and how valid it is.
It is genuine. It is valid. I'll tell you what is their structure. If you remember, an older structure used to be where after 10th, children could go for a 3-year diploma program in engineering. Yes. And then after 3 years, there were certain seats reserved in engineering colleges, which were known as lateral entry.
D2D.
And children, yes, D2D, diploma to degree, where children used to go straight away and join second year.
Yes.
This particular 3+3-year connect, now there are few universities who have started taking straight away from 10th grade. So rather than allowing them to go for 11th, 12th, then JEE process, or for that matter, any state level engineering entrance exam process, and then taking them through 4-year engineering, they would say that after 10th, you straight away come to us with minimum 70% marks. We will take you into a diploma program, and after diploma, seamlessly, you will be able to straight away go through the degree and walk out with a BTech or a BE degree after 6 years. So this is available in India. I was surprised, Satya sir, another thing which I'll tell you. This particular 6-year degree was available in agricultural engineering from very many years, maybe 15 years. And in other areas of engineering like mechanical, civil, computers, it has started just recently.
Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, of course, it would have come way after we were there, but yes, still, 15 years is still a long period of time. That means we need to do a lot of research. Okay. There is this student from Gujarat, and the student is interested in becoming a scientist, specifically a biochemical researcher, and has already narrowed down several colleges like the IISER and NISER Bhubaneswar. Now, as a BS MS degree holder, what are the opportunities that the student may get? And what is the difference between the degrees that the colleges are offering?
See, I'm not very clear with the question. See, opportunities, when you ask me, in research, you have opportunities in government organizations. You have opportunities in private companies like pharma companies. You have opportunities in chemical industry. So these all opportunities are available if you are a scientist. Also, there are national level organizations like Physical Research Laboratory, ISRO takes a lot of people from, biomedical background. DRDO takes people from biomedical background. All big pharma companies like Zydus, Cadila, Core Pharma, Sun Pharma, they all have full-fledged researchers who are scientists. Even for that matter, now these days we are hearing the organization who have made Covaxin and Covishield, the Bharat Biotech and the Serum Institute of India, they hire a lot of people from a biomedical and biochemical background. So these all people do hire researchers. So opportunities are great. As far as difference in degrees is concerned, what I understand is the BS MS degree is generally the degree which is generally the nomenclature given to degrees which are research degrees. Because if you normally see at a BSc degree, it is a 3-year program. And the moment you look at BS degree, what they call, it is generally a research degree, which is a 4-year program. So if you want to become a scientist, you want a deeper knowledge of the subject, I would suggest a BS 4-year research degree will be a much stronger degree to give you knowledge in comparison to 3-year BSc degree.
Okay. If a student wants to get into fashion designing after 12th, for admission into a good college, what are the tests or how do you prepare for that?
Well, at the national level, if I look at the tests, the national level tests would be National Institute of Design, NIFT, UCEED, that is the entrance exam for IITs. Then there are a lot of private universities which have these exams for themselves. Karnavati University has an institute known as United World Institute of Design. That is a pretty well-established institution. Shristi Institute is there. Pearl Academy of Fashion and Art is there. They all have options or degrees available in the area of design. So if you want to know in detail, I have published a book on design and fine arts, which is available on my website. You can go pick up that book. Also, you can go to a video on the YouTube channel, which relates to the design field. So you can watch that video. You'll get a lot of clarity, including national level tests, their structure, the dates, and all. A lot of option and information I have given in that.
I'm surprised that a student in India is asking this. Which are the entrance examinations for B.Tech and the best universities for B.Tech?
Okay. At national level, there is one entrance exam known as JEE, that is joint entrance. JEE, joint. I also got
IIT joint entrance exam. It is the IIT joint entrance exam.
Joint entrance exam.
It's not common ho gaya JW. Now even the full form has become
true.
Exam. We forget photocopy. हम Xerox करते हैं.
NCHM also has a JEE, that is joint entrance exam.
Yeah.
So first you give JEE main after 12th science A group, and then if you qualify in top 20 percentile, then you can give IIT JEE advanced. That is the way to get into IITs, but only based on JEE mains, you can get into NITs, you can get into government funded technical institutions, you can go to, triple ITs. Also, there are few other research institutions which take students through JEE. Beyond this, most of these states also conduct their own engineering entrance exams to cater to colleges which are affiliated to the state technical universities. For example, Rajasthan has got Rajasthan Technical University, Gujarat has got Gujarat Technical University, Punjab has got Punjab Technical University, Maharashtra has Maharashtra Technical University, and there are a lot of state colleges which are affiliated to that particular university. To cater to those, most of these states have their own state level entrance exams. This is the second category of BTech entrance exams. Third category of BTech entrance exams are the private universities or group of universities. For example, SRM is a group of universities. They take their own entrance exam known as SRM Engineering Entrance Exam, SRMEEE. Same way, Symbiosis conducts its own entrance exam for engineering. Narsee Monjee conducts its own entrance exam for engineering. VIT Vellore conducts its own entrance exam for engineering. All the colleges of BITS, that is Birla Institute of Technology, they conduct their own entrance exam. So some older established private institutions or group of institutions also conduct their own entrance exams for engineering admissions. Again, I have put up a book on engineering and technology on my website. You can go pick up that book. You will have list of lot of different entrance exams at the national level which are available in India, based on which you can take admission in the institute and the state of your choice where you want to do your engineering from. Also, there is a video lying on YouTube where you can go and watch that related to engineering technology. And for all these students who are watching, if you have not subscribed to this video, this channel, please go and subscribe to this channel. Please press the bell icon. I'm sure this continuous session will be able to conduct for all of you. If we keep getting strong traction, if we keep getting good questions from you, we'll be very happy to continue this. So please don't stop attending live sessions so that you can get to know when the next live is happening. Do make sure that you subscribe, press the bell icon, and please leave your comment in the comment section. Even after I finish this video, it'll be good if you ask me something. I'll be very happy to answer that.
We are almost, we just reached 2 o'clock. I'll take a couple of questions from the live feed and then we'll have to end this session. What are the opportunities for going abroad after an LLB from India? And what are the opportunities in India after doing an LLM from abroad?
Wow, this is an amazing question. Okay, so I'll tell you what you need to do is, let us first talk about opportunities which are available. If you do law in India, the Advocates Act of every country generally states that if you have to practice litigation in that particular country, then you should be a resident of that particular country and citizen of that particular country. This is a General Advocates Act in most of the countries. So if you want to practice litigation in any one of these countries abroad after doing law in India, that may not be possible. So technically what you will need to do is, you will need to go to that country. You will need to, do your LLB again from that country, or an equivalent program again from that country. And then you will be in a position to start practicing that particular country. For example, if I talk about the US has got a separate degree for law, which is known as JD. They call it Juris Doctorate. And for that, you have to do a 2-year program equivalent to Indian LLB in the US. And then and only then you can practice in the US. You have to clear the bar exam for sure. That I'm sure all of you know. And after clearing that bar exam only, you can start practicing in the US. Same is true with any other country for law. And if you go back from India and do your masters there, then active litigation may not be something which you really can enter, but you can also always be part of international consultancy. You can be part of international organizations like World Bank, UN. You can be part of embassies. You can also be part of some law firms where you can do the back-end work, since you understand the process of litigation and you understand the basic terminology of law. That is possible. Now, next we talk about, if you've done your graduation here and you go and do your post-graduation abroad and then come back to India. If you're doing your LLM in some generic area like intellectual property law, international air law, international water law, patent law, cyber security law, then since you have a higher knowledge in that particular area, you may be very strongly in a position to build your clientele in India related to that particular litigation. Therefore, doing LLM, coming back to India and practicing, with that foreign degree, you get a better credential for yourself in India. But after doing graduation here and wanting to go and practice active litigation in a foreign country, you will have to do another LLB equivalent program in that foreign country. Then and only then it is possible. I hope I've answered both the parts of the question which the child wanted to know.
Okay, there was this question of Christ versus Statistical Institute. I'm unable to find that question. Okay, well, then we'll take one last question for the day. Is a CA better or an ACCA?
This is again today's fourth day, the fourth time this question has come. Well, I am putting a very detailed video related to CA and ACCA, their differentiation, what are they, what are more deeper, how one can become in a professional in each one of them. I would say, I would request you to wait for a couple of days. I'll be putting up the video related to this, and you go and watch on my channel that video. I'm sure you will get a lot of clarity of what is better, because the word better is very, I would say, yes, it is very uh, it is a comparative word. Better for whom? Something which is better for you may not be better for me. So depending upon what skills you have, you can try to fit a particular program or a particular profession for yourself. So I will give a lot of details to you in about this, that you can watch, and I'm sure your question will be answered.
I think we have answered most of the questions that we got on the live feed and through the channels.
So all the children who have joined, I would once again request, please tell your friends to register, put your question. I will share the link with you once again. Send us your question on this link. I'll be more than happy to answer those questions. And please pass on this information to all your friends, in and around people who have cleared grade 12 now, are confused, having some issue. You can put this link in your school groups, wherever you had been studying. I'm sure a lot of other children can get benefit of getting their queries addressed by putting their question on this link. Tomorrow is the 5th day and the last day of our 5-day interaction program. So anybody who has missed, who has not been able to ask, you can put your question in this link, and please pass it on to your friends also, so that we can cater to more and more questions and clear more and more confusion related to the graduation programs which the 12 children are expected to join in 2021.
I just got the last question back. So you could just answer that question and then we'll end this session. What can we become if we pursue a BA Economics at Christ or a BSc Statistics in ISI? The comparison between the two.
Okay. See, statistics, generally, I suggest that child to go for statistics who shows me a very strong connect with numerics, analytics, statistics, and mathematics. Because the moment you are looking at Indian Statistical Institution, the course curriculum is hardcore statistical, and you need to be extremely good with playing with the numbers. And your data analytics area or part of the brain has to be very, very strong. So after doing statistics, one of the areas which can be very strongly part of your further execution would be data mining, big data, data analytics, data electronics. So all of these areas you can get into after doing statistics. The moment we talk about BA Economics is more theoretical in nature, where you can get into policy making, you can get into consultation to political parties, consultation to banks, insurance companies, which is more theoretical in nature. So I would say, if you are strongly mathematical oriented candidate, then statistics would be a better option for you. But if you are a relatively less on mathematics and a mixture of mathematics and theoretical bent, then BA Economics would be a better option for you. And the child has not asked about the colleges, right?
No, they were specifically asked about economics at Christ or statistics at ISI. The institute explained this process.
So I think I would not have any comparison. ISI, Chennai for statistics is a different league altogether. It is like a mecca of statistics. What you're looking at, it is like IISc Bangalore, which is mecca of research in India. So Christ would not stand anywhere. There is no comparison about it. It is like you cannot compare. You cannot compare. Let us say, what should I say? You cannot compare
an IIT and an IIM.
Yes, IIT and an IIM. Rather, not even that, Satya sir. I would say you cannot compare an IIT with your local college. I mean, Christ stands nowhere close to, when it comes to their BA Economics program, to what ISI is. I mean, there
And
is no
they're two very separate programs. So really, apples and oranges. You can't really make a comparison. Depends on the individual's child's orientation. But the only thing is, if they first of all, if they manage to get into ISI, then they have to be sure that they have to be crazy with numbers.
Correct. They have to be crazy with numbers.
Or does the institute will make them crazy during the course?
True. Very, very true.
Okay. So hopefully we have answered most of the questions. Thanks a lot for this seminar. Please do put up the questions either on the feed here or on our website. And do subscribe to this channel. Keep sending us queries, feedback, a thumbs up if you like the video, so that we keep coming up with more of these live sessions. We keep developing and uploading more such informative videos so that all of us may benefit. Have a great career, but in the current times, please stay home, stay safe. Wish you all the best and have a good day.